Okay, so now I'm going to come back at you. Last night I did the outlets, and this morning I coated all the trim with water-based polyurethane. Now, I have sworn off water-based polyurethane a long time ago because I had some bad luck with it, but I was speaking to the guy at the Home Depot, and he told me, he said, listen, what are you talking about? He said you should never have problems with water-based polyurethane. And I was like, well, I'm having problems with water-based polyurethane. The stuff peeled up off my floor. He says, well, that's really weird. He said, because that stuff is water-based. It soaks into the wood, and it shouldn't peel. He says, you sure you didn't use oil-based? I said, no. I said, I put down the shellac like I was supposed to, and then I put the urethane down. And he starts shaking his head. He says, who told you you had to put shellac down first? I said, well, somebody from in here. And he says, well, that's your problem. He says, go take some oil and throw it in water and then tell me what happens. I was like, well, it's going to separate. I know all about that stuff. He says, exactly. He says, you put shellac down, which is an oil base. He says, and then you put a water-based something on top of it. He said, what do you think was going to happen? I was like, well, I guess you're right. So, anyhow, I have put a couple of coats of water-based polyurethane, and I really wanted to emphasize right here where that godforsaken cat had scratched. Oh, look, you can see light through there. This is where this godforsaken cat had scratched this. Now, I put several coats in there of the water-based polyurethane. I'm going to do it again because I'm actually going to fill that in, because if that effing cat starts scratching on that again, it's just going to dig its claws in, and then it's going to have a piece of lead go through its head. But, yeah, it actually turned out really, really nice. Now, all the trim has been urethaned and looks good. I got the oversized plates. What a beautiful thing. I love them. That worked out really good. Even in the hallway on the inside, I got that all coated. You can see just a slight shine to it. And I did use the low luster or the satin finish because I don't like things really, really shiny. And whoa, look at that. I have a door here. Yeah, so that was my daughter's room. This is my son Joseph, my daughter Haley's room, and this is my son Joseph's room. And believe it or not, I did actually coat this with the polyurethane also. It's soaked in, doesn't look like it is even shiny. But I went ahead and I put a shelf up top, and I put a hanger rod in there. And I figured, you know what, I've actually got another piece of this wood here, and I put just a small shelf on the back side there, and I did tack it fast, and it seems like it is holding okay. So he can put little trinkets and shit on there inside the closet, and up top there's just some stuff. I used heavy 2x6s, doubled them up, screwed these into studs here to support that, and then I used finishing nails and drove them down through there to hold it to that piece of southern yellow pine that was grown at home on the farm. And yes, I even trimmed the inside of the closet. Now, the reason I trimmed the inside of the closet is because if the closet door is open and you go like this, you walk in, what's the first thing you're going to see? An unfinished edge around the closet floor. So that is complete. The only thing I have to do now is actually just sand these two window sills down and coat those. And then they will look just like in Haley's room, and I will be happy. Now, as you can see, this looks like it has a broken window. Well, it actually does have a broken window. And I'm going to explain those broken windows. About 10 years ago, when I tore the roof off of this house to build the upper part up, I threw something off the side, it came down and took out the window, broke it. But it was a double pane window, so there's still a piece of glass there. Now, the reason I have not replaced those windows yet is because they were brand new when I bought the house, and it was just like, oh my God, I have to deal with that stuff, because I did buy this house and I added to it. But anyways, if you could make a $12 window and install it in a house, that's what they are. They are the cheapest garbage the previous owner could ever buy. to put in this house. They did that for a reason. They were selling the place. So if you're going to sell a place, why would you put any more money into it than you absolutely have to? And that is what people do. You know, it's like, oh, I must have left the light on there. That's what people do. They just spend as little as possible to before they sell a house, which I find to be absolutely ridiculous. Now, and being those rooms are pretty well done, Timothy's room is finished. I have to do a coating of the polyurethane around the trim in his room, and I will be doing that probably tomorrow. He has got his stuff back in his room, and I'm not going to go in there because he's in there. I will show you later. But anyways, I'm going to coat that. So all I got to do is kind of move everything away from the walls so I can get in there and put a quick coat on, and then we'll just go ahead and put everything back. What I am going to do is, because I'm done with those, I have some things in my living room here, like this here cabinet that belongs to my daughter, which is artwork, and I'm not going to throw away her artwork. But her stuff is in there, so I'm going to be moving that back into her bedroom, possibly now. I might get Timothy and go ahead and put that in her room now. This piece here, I believe I'm going to take it upstairs and I'm going to put it in the corner there because this is what I put my paperwork in. And it'll fit up there just fine. So I think that's where that's going to go, because I have a lot of paperwork that can go in there. It doesn't really match the house too well, but it's something that I use. So, but anyways, when I'm done getting that stuff in Haley's room, I'm actually going to move, of course my saw is here, I'm going to move into this room and I'm going to trim it all out completely. I think I said that earlier. I'm going to trim that one out. Just got done painting this room. Yes, painting this room. Yes, pussycat, get out of here. Just got done painting this room. That's why all the outlets are off. Gonna trim the bottom. I'm going to trim around that door. I'm going to trim around the whole top end of this thing. I am going to encase that thing. And, yeah, I'm going to replace that tube because it's broken, like I said in an earlier video. And, yes, everything should be really nice when I am complete. New floors, everything's good. Got good heat. It's warm in here. Actually, my mom and dad were just here, and they said it's too warm in the house, but too bad. As you can see, I put those oversized outlets on there, and they look really, really good. But as I was saying, when I'm done trimming this, I'm actually going to buy this. Oh, well, here, I got one here. I'm going to buy several gallons of this stuff. Yes, several gallons, probably 10. It'd be about $350 for 10 gallons of that. And I'm going to get a Wagner airless sprayer, and I'm going to spray. I'm going to sand this down, make it look nice, back down to wood. It should look about like this, get the dirt off of there. I'm going to probably paint this one by hand, but I'm going to spray the whole entire interior of this house with that water-based polyurethane to seal the wood and just give it a little bit of a more homely look to it, and probably kill a bunch of stink bugs in the process, because them things suck. But anyway, yeah, so I think I'm about done yammering on for now. So I got to go upload a video. I have not been putting videos up as often as I'd like to because I am very, very busy. But thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe for more. And hopefully I get this house project done and I can get back to work over at the farm. I got the 955 Cat. I don't have that motor picked up yet because I've been too busy with this stuff. And then I've got two John Deere tractors I want to get back together, a B and an H. And you'll be seeing those later on.